What's going on, people of Earth? How you guys doing today? Hope you had a great day today. I was talking to a client today at my office, and they were talking about Thanksgiving and what they had for Thanksgiving dinner, and they mentioned something about a cabbage casserole. Well, I'd never heard of a cabbage casserole, and I love cabbage, so I asked her how she made her cabbage casserole. She kind of told me. I said, "Huh, that sounds good. Gives me an idea for dinner tonight." So we're gonna make my version of a cabbage casserole. Only mine's gonna have some meat in it. So mine is going to be like a whole meal, not just a casserole. So y'all watch it and learn something. Maybe I'll learn something as well too. I've never tried this before. Alrighty, guys, we got a lot of steps in here. Of course, it starts off with the staple, which is a cabbage. You want to get a kind of a small cabbage. You don't really want a big cabbage. Your vegetables are going to include celery and onions, and we've also got some bell peppers and some jalapeno peppers. I'll put those in the picture. Bell peppers and jalapeno peppers as well. We're going to start with some chicken breasts. You could use, I'm sorry, chicken thighs. You could also use chicken breasts if you wanted to. The chicken thigh just has a lot more fat in it. Of course, you're going to have some cheese in it. This is just cheese I had in my refrigerator. There's some sharp cheddar cheese. You got some triple cheddar down there. Spices are going to include Tony Chachere's Italian seasoning, some white pepper, some basil, some rosemary. We're going to put a little bit of mayonnaise in there. Going to put a little bit of garlic. And then you could, the recipe that she used called for just cream of chicken soup. I wanted to kind of make mine a little bit different. So we're going to use three different kinds: cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, cream of celery. So you do want to have that. And then of course, some Ritz crackers to go on the top with the cheese. And now let's put this thing together. Another thing that's important is to have you a large casserole dish. This one right here is, I guess it's a 9 by 12. Nah, this is more of a 9 by 14, but it's kind of on the deep side and it's probably about 3 inches deep. So you want that so that it accommodates your cabbage. All right, guys, now you can do this chicken however you want to do it. We're just going to throw some Tony Chachere's on it. You can fry it if you want to. You can bake it. We're just going to cook the chicken before we put it in the casserole dish. So again, you can do that however you want to do it. Okay, I've got it seasoned on both sides. I'm using 5 pieces. You could actually use some ground chicken, like a couple of pounds of ground chicken, or ground turkey, or even hamburger meat, ground pork, whatever. Now we're going to chop these jalapeno peppers and the bell peppers, the celery, the garlic, and the onion. So that's a whole onion. That's about 10 garlic cloves. That's 2 stalks of celery. That's probably 3 jalapeno peppers and 2 bell peppers right there. All right, we got them all rough chopped. I just used my little veggie chopper here, guys. Had this thing got it for Christmas one year. Sorry about the instability of the camera, but it works real well. It's got a little pull leash on it, pull string on it. It's pretty cool. All right, so now we're going to cut our cabbage here, and we want to cut this. You don't really want it shredded, but you want to cut it into smaller pieces. I'm just going to use this little chopper here. This thing works really well, guys. You don't want to get your fingers down in there though, for sure, because it is sharp. And we're going to come back after these commercial messages. Try to say that fast. Alrighty, we've got them nice and chopped up. Guys, you got to get you one of these salad choppers. This thing is off the chain, man. I mean, I literally did this. God, I'm sounding country. Did this in less than 2 minutes. I really could have recorded me doing it, but this thing is off the chain. That's how you want those though, guys. That's the way you want those to be. I'm thinking now, I've never made this before, so I'm thinking that's the way you want them to be. All right, now we're going to add our other chopped vegetables to it here. Just going to put that in there. I'm going to mix that in. Smells delicious. I can smell those jalapeno peppers. Just kind of stir that in, guys. You could do it with your hand if you wanted to. And I thought about something else that could go in there, like some olives or something, but we'll do that another time. just gonna stir all that in there. I may have to chop it a little bit more, but you know what? We don't have to be all prime and proper here. And have some bigger pieces in here. We want this to have a homemade taste, you know. Want it to be homemade, so we're gonna keep it looking like it would look on a. I guess they have this during the holidays, so we want it to look like Grandma made it or Grandpa made it or somebody. All right. Now's the time you want to go ahead and add you some spices in here. And you know, cabbage has a lot of moisture in there, so that was just a little bit of Tony Chachere's. This is some Italian. I'll probably start sneezing here, so I'm gonna have to go off camera every time. Man, I love Tony Chachere's, but that stuff will make you sneeze every time. I'm gonna put our white pepper in there. Just a few sprigs. Put some rosemary. And we're gonna put some sweet basil in there. Okay, we want to mix that all together. That wasn't enough. There's not much in there, so I'm just going to use it all. All right. And then we're just going to mix that together. That salt will probably pull out some of the moisture in the cabbage, because cabbage is just loaded with moisture. Okay. Our chicken is almost done. Once the chicken's done, we're going to debone it, and then we're going to chop up the chicken. There we go. Alright, so we put our 3 cans of the condensed soup in there. We're going to add our mayonnaise now. We're going to use about half a cup to 3/4 of a cup of mayonnaise, and I'm just kind of going to eyeball this. This is kind of what I had left over in this jar here. And that's probably about 1/4 of a cup there, maybe 1/2 of a cup. And this one right here, that ought to be enough there. If you notice, I cleaned off my counter, just because I like to clean as I go, guys. Just gets in your way, and then you have less to do at the end of the whole process. And we're just gonna stir all of this in here. Man, does that not look good? Look at that. Need smell-o-vision, guys. Guys and gals. That looks so good there. All right. All right, now we're going to add that mixture to our cabbage. Looks like we're putting cake frosting on it. If you see some chunks in there, this is the same bowl I mixed the vegetables in there, and they're all going back in the same bowl. So if you see some green and some red in there, that's just the vegetables that I chopped up. I'm gonna try to get all of that out of there. I'm gonna try to get that all out of there without tasting it, because I'm really kind of hungry right now, and I want to taste this really bad. We're not gonna taste it. All right. We're going to fold this into this. Oh my God. This cannot help but to be good right here. This cannot help but to be good. Now we're going to cook this, because you want that cabbage to be thoroughly done. And then we'll add the chicken, and then we'll add the cheese, and then we'll add the crackers. So we're not going to cook it all at once. We're not going to cook it, you know, all in the same platter, because we got to chop up that chicken as well too. All right, now we're going to spray our baking pan, and not because it's going to stick a lot, but we don't want it to stick very much. So again, we're going to take a little bit of cooking spray here, and this is just some butter cooking spray. Get those edges there. We're going to add this mixture to our dish here. So that's why you need a small cabbage, guys, because big old cabbage, you probably have to make 2 of these. You know, it almost looks like coleslaw right now. I bet you could eat it like coleslaw, but just the soup isn't cooked. So I'm not going to go through all this. I'm going to spread this out, and I'm going to get the rest of that stuff out of there too. All right, we got that good. We're going to put that in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, and we're going to chop up our chicken. And once that's cooked enough, we're going to put our chicken on top, put our cheese on top, put our crackers on top. All righty, we pulled all the meat off the thighs, and we're going to chop this up. I don't know if you're supposed to be using this on meat, guys, because it's supposed to be a veggie chopper, but we'll see. And again, we're not going to bore you with all the details here. All righty, we got it all nice and chopped up. That veggie chopper worked really, really good. So we're just going to wait for the cabbage to cook, and we're going to put this thing together. All right, guys, it's been about 25 minutes. It's not quite ready yet. It's still kind of crunchy. So we're going to let that cook for another 15 minutes or so, but it's cooking really, really well. All righty, guys, does that not look good right there? So now we're going to, that's cooked about 15 and 25, about 40 minutes. And it's still got a little bit of a crunch to it, but by the time we add the chicken to it, which is what we're about to do, we're going to spread the chicken here. Just spread it as evenly as you can, you know. Oh my God, this smells so good, so good. Again, now, the lady that I talked to that gave me the recipe, she didn't say anything about meat. So that was purely my idea, is putting meat up there. Because I was like, you know what, I can make that, but I kind of want to make it my own. So this is just a casserole with meat in it. So would that be called a casserole still? I don't know. I'm just cooking. I'm just making it. And I just know it's going to taste good. I just know it's going to taste good. All right. Spread all that out there, guys. And now we're going to put some cheese on it. And again, we're just going to use a mixture of cheeses here. And we ain't trying to make it just too cheesy, guys. So we're only going to use about a cup of cheese up here. So put some cheese there. And I want to do it a little bit differently. We're also going to get our graham crackers here. And this is one sleeve of graham crackers here. I mean, the whole thing, if you're counting calories, this whole thing is about 3,500 calories. So I measured out everything. Okay, now we're going to put that cheese on top of that. And it's got two different types of cheeses on it. But they're mainly cheddar. But you can put whatever type of cheese on it that you want. Then it's going to go back in the oven for about 15 minutes. We're going to crank up the oven probably to about 400. It was at 375. All righty, guys, and this is our finished product. That looks absolutely good. I know it's good because I've tasted the actual meat and potatoes of it, if you will. And so we're just going to let this thing cool off, and we're going to take a bite of it. But that's how you make a chicken cabbage casserole Tracy's way. So I'm glad you watched this video with us. If you want to try it, have any comments or anything, just tell me and try it yourself and fancy it up yourself and see how you do.